Boom. All aboard. You're hopping aboard the Wednesday Sports Report Express train. I am Sportscaster 89. Before we get started today, I just want to let you guys know that in just a matter of moments, the St. Louis Mets will start their second game of the 2021 MILB campaign once again. The St. Louis Mets will play Game 2 of their 2021 MILB campaign this afternoon in just a little bit against the Jupiter Hammerheads. They opened the 2021 campaign last night with a blowout win. We'll dive into that in a matter of moments. So just so you guys know, the St. Louis Mets are back this afternoon. They're playing Game 2 of the 2021 season against the Jupiter Hammerheads, a six-game homestand to start out. They're taking on Jupiter this afternoon at 12:10 at Clover Park. Like I said, 12:10 first pitch, St. Lucie against Jupiter. Cam Opp is going to be on the mound for the St. Lucie Mets. We're also going to cover the MLB, the NBA, and the NHL. We'll give you the scores and highlights, from those games last night. We'll do the standings. We'll give you the rundown of what's ahead on the Wednesday Sports Report Express train. We're going to do the hot-button topics from Major League Baseball and the MLB. We're going to do the hot-button topics from the NBA, the NHL, and MLB. But first, like I said, the St. Louis Mets are starting Game 2 of their 2021 MILB campaign. We're going to start with that today. We're going to recap last night's game that they played against Jupiter at Clover Park. So once again, before we get started, I am Sportscaster 89. I am a special sport athlete that's aspiring to be a sportscaster. I do basketball, track and field, bowling, and golf. I'm on the athlete input council for the USA Games next year in Orlando. I am also a special Olympic sport athlete leader that goes in the community and lets everyone know what special is all about. Next year, we have USA Games in Orlando. It's going to be the biggest humanitarian event ever. I'm on the board of directors, so I'm also an athlete leader, aspiring to be a sportscaster. And today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Today, we're going to do the low A St. Louis Mets first. We're going to recap last night's game. We'll preview this afternoon's matchup. We'll give you the starting lineup for both these teams this afternoon. And without further ado, like I said, we're going to cover today the St. Louis Mets. We're going to cover the scores from last night around Major League Baseball, around the NBA and the NHL. We're going to do the standings. And we'll also do the hot-button topics that are going on in Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NHL. We'll also tell you what's ahead in all three of those leagues because, like I said, we have games today that have playoff implications in the NHL and the NBA. We'll get to all that today. But first, we're going to start with the St. Louis Mets. St. Louis Mets won last night. We'll get to those in a matter of moments. So here we go. Let's take a look at last night's game. Last night, the St. Louis Mets got the win over Jupiter last night. They beat the Hammerheads by 10 runs, 13-3. The Mets pounded 18 hits. For St. Louis, they had 13, 18-0. For Jupiter last night, it was 3-6-4. The Jupiter Hammerheads had 4 errors in this game last night. Their defense was shoddy. The Mets players had collected hits last night for them. So the St. Louis Mets defeated Jupiter last night in the season opener of the 2021 campaign at Clover Park last night. St. Louis wins over Jupiter 13-3. St. Louis pounded out 18 hits. They had no errors. For Jupiter, they had 3 runs on 6 hits, 4 errors last night. For Jupiter, they played a shoddy game last night defensively. They did not execute last night. Johnson and Rosario homered for both Jupiter last night. Faith got the win for St. Lucie. He moves to 1-0. Nardi gets a loss for Jupiter. He falls to 0-1. St. Lucie defeats Jupiter last night by a final score of 13-3. We're going to roll into this afternoon's game. Like I said, guys, St. Lucie plays at 12:10 Eastern time. So just in a few minutes, St. Lucie will play against Jupiter at Clover Park this afternoon at 12:10 Eastern time. If you would like to listen to the game this afternoon with Adam McDonald, Head on to stlouismets.com if you would like to listen to this afternoon's action from Clover Park. Adam McDonald will have the game for you at Clover Park this afternoon at 12:10 Eastern Time. St. Lucie takes on Jupiter in Game 2 of the 2021 campaign. Reed Brignac is the manager for the St. Lucie Mets. Like I said, St. Lucie's playing low A this year, Southeast Division. They'll play these teams 12 times. They'll have 60 games at home, 60 games away. So Reed Brignac is the new manager of the St. Lucie Mets. The St. Lucie Mets will play this afternoon at 12:10 Eastern Time against Jupiter. Cam Opp will be on the mound for St. Lucie. The Jupiter Hammerhead starter has yet to be determined. We'll roll through the lineups for both these teams this afternoon. Cam Opp will be on the mound for St. Lucie. Here's the lineup he'll face this afternoon. Nasim Nunez, Osiris Johnson, Cameron Barstad, Dalvi Rosario, Dillo Will Burgos, Javion Cody, Troy Johnston, Emmanuel Marinez, and Ashton Easley, your starting 9 this afternoon for Jupiter against St. Lucie. For St. Lucie, their lineup's going to roll like this. Peter Crow Armstrong, Shurien Newton, Jose Peraza, Warren Sanders, Jalen Palmer, Zach Ashford, Tanner Murphy, Jose Colina, and Yoel Romero. Once again, let's roll through the starting 9 for this afternoon's matchup between St. Lucie and Jupiter. Nasim Nunez for Jupiter, followed by Osiris Johnston, the DH, Cameron Barstad, the catcher, Dalvi Rosario, the second baseman, DeWill Burgos, the right fielder, Javion Cody, Troy Johnston, Emmanuel Marinez, and Ashton Easley round out your starting 9 this afternoon for Jupiter. For St. Lucie, Peter Crow Armstrong, Shurien Newton, Jose Peraza, Warren Saunders, Jalen Palmer, Zach Ashford, Tanner Murphy, Jose Colina, and Yoel Romero. That's your starting 9 this afternoon for St. Lucie as they'll take on Jupiter in Game 2 of the 2021 campaign. First pitch, like I said, is just in about a matter of a few minutes at 12:10. If you would like to listen to this afternoon's action between St. Lucie and Jupiter, log on to stlouismets.com. You can hear the radio broadcast live with Adam McDonald. He'll be calling the game from Clover Park this afternoon, 12:10 first pitch, St. Lucie and Jupiter Game 2 of the 2021 campaign for the St. Lucie Mets. Your St. Lucie Mets will play this afternoon against Jupiter, 12:10 Eastern Time. Cam Opp is on the mound for St. Lucie. The starting pitcher for Jupiter has yet to be determined. We'll go through the starting 9 one more time for you guys that's not attending the game this afternoon, or you're going to listen online at stlouismets.com. Here's the starting 9 for Jupiter one more time. Nasim Nunez, Osiris Johnson, Cameron Barstad, Dalvi Rosario, DeWill Burgos, Javion Cody, Troy Johnston, Emmanuel Marinez, and Ashton Easley. Once again, let's go through the starting 9 one more time this afternoon for St. Lucie. It'll be Peter Crow Armstrong, Shurien Newton, Jose Peraza, Warren Saunders, Jalen Palmer, Zach Ashford, Tanner Murphy, Jose Colina, the catcher, Yoel Romero, your third baseman for the St. Lucie Mets. Once again, let's roll through the starting 9 one more time for this afternoon's battle between Jupiter and St. Lucie, the second game of the 2021 MILB campaign. Nasim Nunez, Osiris Johnson, Cameron Barstad, Dalvi Rosario, DeWill Burgos, Javion Cody, Troy Johnston, Emmanuel Marinez, Ashton Easley. Your starting 9 for Jupiter. Now, your starting 9 for your St. Lucie Mets goes like this. Peter Crow Armstrong, Shurien Newton, Jose Peraza, Warren Saunders, Jalen Palmer, Zach Ashford, Tanner Murphy, Jose Colina, and Yoel Romero. That's your starting nine for both teams this afternoon. Don't forget, you guys, tomorrow night, Special Olympic families are invited to go to Special Olympics Go for Gold night at Clover Park. It's dollar night tomorrow night at 6:10 is first pitch between these same two squads tomorrow night. The Mets will be wearing specialized jerseys in honor of Special Olympics. The support's going to go to Special Olympics St. Lucie. So Special Olympic families are invited to come to St. Lucie Mets action tomorrow night. Friday night and Saturday night is Go for Gold night with the St. Lucie Mets. The proceeds will go to Special Olympics St. Lucie. Like I said, Go for Gold night tomorrow night, 6:30, 6:10 is first pitch. Tomorrow night, Friday night is same time, 6:10. Saturday night, same time as I said before, 6:10 at Clover Park. Tomorrow night is dollar night, which is dollar hot dogs, dollar soda, dollar popcorn. Solo cups, you get a dollar beer. Like I said, it's dollar night tomorrow night. St. Lucie Mets, Jupiter Hammerheads, 6:10 first pitch. Special families are invited to come out to these games Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you are interested in attending the game tomorrow night, you need to fill out the Google form now. You got to do it before noon tomorrow. If you're going to the game tomorrow, you can pick up your tickets at Will Call. It's for Special Olympic families and the athletes from all Special Olympic counties, St. Lucie, Martin, Indian River, so forth. Everybody from Special Olympics is invited to come tomorrow night. It's Special Olympics Go for Gold night. The support is going to be Special Olympics St. Lucie. The proceeds that the jerseys are going to be wearing by the Mets is going to go towards Special Olympics St. Lucie. So, like I said, tomorrow night is Go for Gold night. 6:10 Eastern Time first pitch between the Mets and the Jupiter Hammerheads. 6:10 tomorrow night. 6:10 on Friday night. 6:10 Saturday night. St. Lucie Mets, Go for Gold night. They're wearing special jerseys. You can bid on those jerseys by downloading the Live Source app. Once again, if you want to bid on those jerseys, you got to go on the Live Source app. You have to download the Live Source app. You bid on those jerseys that they're going to be wearing tomorrow night. They're wearing special jerseys in honor of Special Olympics St. Lucie. That's the proceeds it's going to. It's a great cause. I highly encourage you all to come out tomorrow night for Special Olympics Go for Gold night. The proceeds will go towards Special Olympics St. Lucie. The Mets will be wearing specialized jerseys. You download the Live Source app if you are interested in bidding in those jerseys. They're going to be wearing specialized jerseys tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday night. You download the Live Source app if you're interested in bidding for those jerseys. You have till 11:59 on Saturday after the game. That's when you'll find out if you won one of those jerseys. They're going to be wearing specialized jerseys the next 3 nights, starting tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday night, 6:10 first pitch against Jupiter. They're playing this afternoon at 12:10. So like I said, if you want to listen to the game this afternoon, Adam McDonald will have the game for you from Clover Park. Game first pitch is at 12:10, which is in a few minutes. We'll give you the starting 9 once again for these teams. Like I said, Cam Opp will be on the mound for St. Lucie. The start for Jupiter has not been determined as of yet. Nasim Nunez, Osiris Johnson, Cameron Barstad, Dalvi Rosario, DeWill Burgos, Javion Cody, Troy Johnston, Emmanuel Marinez, and Ashton Easley, your starting 9 this afternoon for Jupiter. For St. Lucie, Peter Crow Armstrong, Shurien Newton, Jose Peraza, Warren Saunders, Jalen Palmer, Zach Ashford, Tanner Murphy, Jose Colina, and Yoel Romero. That's your starting 9 for both St. Lucie and Jupiter this afternoon. Now, let's take a look at Major League Baseball. And we'll start with last night's action from Major League Baseball. So, here we go. The Yankees defeat the Astros 7-3. The Cubs defeat the Dodgers in Game 1 of a doubleheader 7-1. The Cubs defeat the Dodgers in Game 2 of the double dip at Wrigley Field yesterday 4-3. The Giants defeat the Rockies in Game 1 of a doubleheader in Colorado 12-4. The Rockies defeat the Giants in Game 2 as well 8-6. In 7, the Marlins defeat the Diamondbacks by a final score of 9-3. Richard Bleier gets the win for Miami. Ginkel gets a loss for Arizona. Once again, Miami defeats Arizona last night by a final score of 9-3. Lewis Brinson had a home run for Miami. Chicago shuts out Cincinnati by a final score of 9-0. Atlanta defeats Washington 6-1 on Oscar Yanoa's grand slam. Philadelphia defeats Milwaukee 6-5. Boston defeats Detroit 11-7. The Rangers defeat the Twins in 10 at Target Field last night 6-3. The Indians defeat the Royals 7-3. The Rays defeat the Angels 8-3. The A's defeat the Blue Jays 4-1 at home from Ring Coliseum in Oakland. The Mariners defeat the Orioles from Safeco Field 5-2. The Pirates defeat the Padres 2-1, and the Mets were canceled against the Cardinals last night from Busch Stadium due to rain. It was canceled last night. That is your Major League Baseball scores from last night. We'll start it all over again for you all. The Astros lose to the Yankees 7-3. The Cubs defeat the Dodgers 7-1 in 7 innings in a doubleheader. Cubs win Game 2. They sweep the doubleheader 4-3 over the Dodgers. The Giants defeat the Rockies in a doubleheader in Game 1, 12-4 in 7. The Rockies defeat the Giants in Game 2, 8-6. The Marlins defeat the D-backs last night by a final score of 9-3 from Lone Depot Park in Miami. The Reds were shut out at home at Great American Ballpark against the Chicago White Sox last night, 9-0. The Braves get a grand slam from the starter, Oscar Yanoa, last night, beating the Nationals 6-1. The Phillies defeat the Brewers by a run at Citizens Bank Ballpark in Philly. The Red Sox defeat the Tigers 11-7. The Rangers defeat the Twins in extra 6-3. The Indians beat the Royals by a final score of 7-3. The Rays defeat the Angels 8-3. The A's shot the Blue Jays last night at home, winning by a final score of 4-1. The Mariners defeat the Orioles at home by a final score of 5-2. The Padres lose a tight nip-and-tuck game last night at home by a final score of 2-1. Now, let's take a look at this afternoon's action in Major League Baseball. Starting at 12:35 this afternoon, the White Sox will continue their series against the Reds. It's Keuchel versus Sonny Gray. 12:35 Eastern Time from Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. That was Keuchel on the mound for the White Sox against Sonny Gray and the Cincinnati Reds. Next, we head to Coors Field in Colorado. It's the Rockies and Giants. They'll wrap up their series this afternoon from Coors Field. It'll be Webb for San Francisco against Jon Gray and the Colorado Rockies. 3:10 Eastern Time, Rockies and Giants will wrap up their series from Coors Field in Denver. Mariners will take on the Orioles this afternoon from Safeco Field in Seattle. It'll be Kikuchi on the mound for Seattle against John Mean and the Baltimore Orioles. It's Kikuchi and Means this afternoon in the finale of a series from Seattle, Mariners and Orioles at 3:40. Next, we'll go to St. Louis. It'll be the Mets and the Cardinals in the first of a doubleheader. It'll be Kim on the mound for St. Louis. It'll be Marcus Stroman on the mound for the New York Mets. It's the Mets and Cardinals in Game 1 of a doubleheader. This afternoon at 5:15 is Game 1. Game 2, it'll be Johan Oviedo for St. Louis, and the starter has yet to be returned for the Mets for Game 2. Game 2 will be 45 minutes after Game 1. 6-4 this evening from Lone Depot Park in Miami. It'll be the Marlins and D-backs continuing their series in Miami. It'll be Luke Weaver on the mound for Arizona. The Marlins have yet to determine their starter. In Washington tonight, it's the Nationals and the Braves from Nationals Park in D.C. Max Fried on the mound for Atlanta against Nick Fetty and the Washington Nationals. 7:05 first pitch. It's the Nationals and Braves in the National League East battle. Next, we head to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. It's the Phillies and the Brewers going at it in Game 2. It'll be It'll be Peralta against Anderson on the mound for Philadelphia and Milwaukee, respectively. 7:05 first pitch. It's the Brewers and the Phillies. It's Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee against Anderson and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Red Sox will continue their series against the Tigers tonight from Boston. It'll be Perez on the mound for Boston against KZ Mize and the Detroit Tigers. It's the Tigers and Red Sox, continuing their series against the Tigers. 7:10 tonight, Perez against Mize. Next, Wrigley Field in Chicago we head now. The Cubs will take on the Dodgers at 7:40 Eastern Time. It's Alzolay for Chicago against Walker Buehler, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the defending World Series champions, will be at it at Wrigley Field this evening. Alzolay for Chicago against Walker Buehler and the Chicago Cubs. Once again, we're going over tonight's action on the Wednesday Sports Report Express Train. Next, we head to Target Field in Minneapolis. It'll be the Rangers and the Twins. It'll be Yang for Texas against Thorpe and the Minnesota Twins. 7:40, first pitch between the Twins and the Rangers. Next, we head to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It's the Indians and Royals going at it tonight. It'll be Singer for the Royals on the mound against Shane Bieber and the Cleveland Indians. The Indians take on the Royals at 8:10 this evening from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It's Singer on the mound for Kansas City against Shane Bieber and the Cleveland Indians. Next, we head to Petco Park in San Diego. It'll be the Padres and the Pirates going at it. It'll be Brew Baker on the mound for Pittsburgh against Yu Darvish and the San Diego Padres. Pirates and Padres, 8:10 from Petco Park in San Diego. Yu Darvish on the mound for San Diego against Brew Baker and the Pittsburgh Pirates this evening from Petco Park in San Diego. Next, Game 3 tonight from Angel Stadium in Anaheim. It's the Angels taking on the Rays in Game 3 of their 4-game series, Los Angeles and Tampa Bay. It'll be Kittredge on the mound for Tampa Bay against Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Game 3 between the Rays and Angels from Angel Stadium in Anaheim tonight at 9:30 Eastern Time. Game 3, Kittredge against Ohtani for the Angels. And finally, the A's will take on the Blue Jays from Ring Coliseum in Oakland. Robbie Ray on the mound for Toronto against Luke Bassett and the Oakland A's. Robbie Ray on the mound for Toronto against Luke Bassett and the Oakland A's at 9:40 Eastern Time. Next, we're going to take a look at the up-to-the-date standings in Major League Baseball. Starting in the American League East, it goes the Red Sox number 1, the Yankees number 2, the Rays number 3, the Blue Jays 4th, and the Orioles 5th at 14 and 16. Next, we go to the American League Central, the White Sox number 1, the Royals number 2, the Indians number 3, the Twins number 4, and the Tigers in last at 8 and 22. Now, let's head to the American League West. And it goes the A's number 1, the Mariners number 2, the Astros number 3, the Angels number 4, and the Rangers number 5 at 14 and 17. Now let's head over to the National League. In the East we go. The Phillies are number 1, followed by the Nationals, the Mets, the Braves, and the Marlins. Now, over in the Central we go. It's the Cardinals, the Brewers, the Cubs, the Reds, and the Pirates to round out the National League Central. In the West we go. The Giants are number 1 at 18 and 12, followed by the World Series champion Dodgers in second at 17 and 14, followed by the Padres at 17 and 14, the Diamondbacks at 15 and 14, and finally the Colorado Rockies in last in the division at 11 and 19. Once again, let's go over the standings one more time for you guys. We'll start in the American League East. It's the Red Sox number 1 at 18 and 12, followed by the Yankees at 15 and 14, a game over 500. The Rays are in third at 16 and 15. The Blue Jays are in fourth at 14 and 14. They're at 500. And the Orioles in last in the division, 2 games under at 14 and 16. Now, over in the American League Central we go, everyone. It's the White Sox number 1 at 16 and 12. Then it's the Royals at 16 and 12. The Indians are next at 15 and 13. They're third, followed by the Twins at 11 and 17, and Detroit Tigers in last in the AL Central at 8 and 22. 15 and 14, followed by the Los Angeles Angels at 13 and 15, the Texas Rangers at 14 and 17, and that will round out the American League standings. Now, over in the National League, we'll start in the East. The Phillies are first, followed by the Nationals, the Mets at 11 and 12, the Braves at 13 and 16, and finally the Miami Marlins at 12 and 16. Next, we go to the National League Central. The Cardinals in first at 17 and 14. The Brewers are second at 17 and 13. The Cubs are third at 14 and 16. The Reds in fourth at 13 and 15. And finally, the Pittsburgh Pirates at 13 and 16. Now, over in the National League West we go. It's the Giants number 1 at 18 and 12. The Dodgers at 17 and 14. The Padres at 17 and 14. The Arizona Diamondbacks at 15 and 14. And finally, the Colorado Rockies in last in the division at 11 and 19. Now, over to the NBA we go. So we had some games last night that had playoff implications last night in the NBA, and also we'll get to the NHL in a matter of moments, everyone. So like I said, you guys, we are just 8 minutes away from first pitch between St. Lucie and Jupiter. If you want to listen to the game this afternoon, head on over to stluciemets.com. Adam McDonald will have the call for you from Clover Park. It's the Hammerheads and the Mets. First pitch will be in just about 8 minutes from now. All right, guys, we will go to last night's action in the NBA. In overtime, the Suns defeat the Cavs 134 to 118. In Detroit, the Hornets defeat the Pistons 102 to 99. The Bucks get the win over the Nets last night at home by 6, 124 to 128. The Heat lose a heartbreaker at home to the Mavericks in a blowout by 14, 127 to 113. The Pelicans defeat the Warriors at home from Smoothie King Center in New Orleans by a final score of 108 to 103. The Kings defeat the Thunder at OKC last night by 4, 103 to 99. And finally, the Clippers defeat the Raptors last night from downtown Los Angeles at the Staples Center, 105 to 100. Once again, let's go through the scores in the NBA one more time. The Suns defeat the Cavs 134 to 118 in overtime. The Hornets defeat the Pistons by 3 at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit last night, 102 to 99. The Pistons lose by 3 to the Hornets, 102 to 99. Let's go to Milwaukee last night where the Bucks took on the Nets. The Nets lose this one at Milwaukee last night by 6, 124 to 118. The Heat get blown out last night at home against the Mavericks, 127 to 113. The Pelicans defeat the Warriors last night at home at Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, 108 to 103. The Kings defeat the Thunder in OKC last night by 4, 103 to 99. And the Clippers defeat the Raptors at home by 5, 105 to 100. Now let's look at tonight's action on the Sports Report Express train. We'll start in Orlando with a big matchup tonight for Boston as they'll take on the Magic at 7. Next, the Trailblazers will be in Cleveland to take on the Cavs at 7:30. The Grizzlies will entertain the Timberwolves from Minneapolis, Minnesota at Target Center. The Wizards will take on Giannis and the Bucks in Milwaukee at 8 o'clock. The Suns will take on Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks from State Farm Arena in Atlanta at 8 o'clock. The Kings will head to Indianapolis, Indiana to take on the Pacers. The Sixers continue their road trip in Houston, Texas at Toyota Center against the Rockets. And finally, to wrap up the night in the NBA, it'll be the Spurs and the Jazz from Utah on NBA TV. The Knicks will also take on the Nuggets tonight from Ball Arena in Denver. That's a big game for the Knicks as their Western Conference road trip continues. The Knicks have won 12 of their last 13 or 12-1 in their last 13. The Knicks are playing very well right now. So they'll take on the Nuggets tonight. This will be the toughest test tonight in Denver as they'll take on Nikola Jokic and Aaron Gordon and the Denver Nuggets. Now, let us take a look at the up-to-date standings in the NBA. Let's start in the Eastern Conference, everyone. We'll start with the Sixers number 1 at 44-21, followed by the Brooklyn Nets in second at 43-23. The Bucks are third at 41-24. The Knicks are in fourth at 37-28. The Hawks are fifth in the East at 36-30. The Heat are sixth at 35-31. The Celtics are seventh at 34-31. The Charlotte Hornets round out the top 8 at 32-33. Now, outside the top 8 in the Eastern Conference, it goes Indiana, followed by the Wizards, then the Raptors, the Bulls, the Magic, the Cavs, and the Pistons. Now, let's go to the Western Conference. We'll start with the Suns, the Jazz, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Mavericks, the Lakers in sixth, the Portland Trailblazers in seventh, and the Golden State Warriors round out the top 8 in the West. Outside the top 8 in the Western Conference is the Memphis Grizzlies, followed by the Spurs, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Sacramento Kings, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the Houston Rockets. Once again, let's go through the standings one more time. We'll start in the East. It starts with the Philadelphia 76ers, number 1, followed by the Brooklyn Nets, number 2. Then it's the Bucks, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Heat, the Celtics, and the Hornets. Outside the top 8 we go. It's the Pacers, number 9, the Wizards, 10, the Raptors, 11, the Bulls, number 12, the Magic, 13, the Cavs in 14, and the Pistons round out number 15 in the East. Now, let's head to the Western Conference one more time. We'll give you the standings. The Suns are number 1 at 47-18. The Jazz are in second with the same identical record as the Suns at 47-18. The Clippers are third at 44-22. Then it's the Nuggets at 43-22. The Mavericks in fifth at 37-28. The Lakers with the same record as Dallas at 37-28. Then it's Portland in seventh at 36-29. The Warriors in eighth in the West at 500 at 33-33. Outside the top 8 in the West, it goes like this, guys. It's Memphis number 9, followed by the Spurs in 10th, the Pelicans number 11, the Kings number 12, the Thunder 13, the Timberwolves 14, and the Rockets round out the Western Conference at number 15 and last in the Western Conference. Now, let's head to the NHL. Let's look at the latest scores from last night in the NHL. We'll start in Buffalo as the Sabres defeat the Islanders in a shootout 4-3. The Devils defeat the Bruins in overtime last night from Newark 4-3. The Penguins get their revenge last night against their rival Philadelphia, winning last night 7-3. The Hurricanes defeat the Blackhawks by a final score of 6-3. The Oilers defeat the Canucks in Vancouver by a final score of 4-1. Once again, let's run down the scores for you all in the NHL one more time. The Sabres defeat the Islanders in a shootout in Buffalo 4-3. The Devils defeat the Bruins in New Jersey by a final score of 4-3. The Penguins defeat their rival Philadelphia at Wells Fargo Center last night 7-3. The Carolina Hurricanes keep their top lead in the Central Division with a 6-3 victory over the Blackhawks last night at home at PNC Arena in Raleigh. And finally, the Oilers defeat the Canucks in Vancouver 4-1. Now, let's take a look at the standings in the National Hockey League. We'll start in the East Division. It starts with Pittsburgh number 1, Washington second, Boston third, and the Islanders number 4. Now, outside the top 4 in the East, it goes the Rangers in 5th, followed by the Flyers, the Devils, and the Sabres. Now, over in the Central Division we go. It's Carolina number 1, Florida number 2, Tampa Bay number 3, Nashville number 4. Outside the top 4 in the Central, it goes the Dallas Stars, the Chicago Blackhawks, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Columbus Blue Jackets round out the Central Division. Now, over in the Honda West, it goes Vegas number 1, Colorado number 2, Minnesota number 3, St. Louis number 4. Outside the top 4 in the Honda West, it goes Arizona number 5, the LA Kings in the 6th spot, the San Jose Sharks in number 7, and the Anaheim Ducks last in the Honda West division. Now, over in the Scotia North division we go. It's the Maple Leafs number 1, the Oilers number 2, the Jets number 3, and the Montreal Canadiens number 4. Outside the top 4 in the Scotia North, it goes Calgary, Ottawa, Vancouver. Let's go through the standings one more time, guys. It'll be Pittsburgh number 1 in the East, followed by the Capitals, then the Bruins, the Islanders. Next, outside the top 4 in the East, it goes the Rangers, Flyers, Devils, Sabres. Now, over in the Central we go. Carolina Hurricanes, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Nashville Predators. Now, outside the top 4 in the Central, Dallas Stars, Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Over in the Honda West we go. It's the Vegas Golden Knights, followed by the Colorado Avalanche, the Minnesota Wild, and the St. Louis Blues. Outside the top 4 in the Honda West division we go. It's the Arizona Coyotes, next is the LA Kings, then it's the San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim Ducks. Now, we head to the Scotia North division, and it goes Toronto number 1, followed by Edmonton, Winnipeg, Montreal. Outside top 4 in the Scotia North, which will be the 3 Canadian teams, Calgary, Ottawa, Vancouver. And now, let's discuss the hot-button topic in Major League Baseball. Let's talk about Oscar Ynoa, the starter for last night's Atlanta Braves. He crushed a grand slam last night against the Nationals at Nationals Park. He goes to 3-1 on the season. His nickname is Designated Oscar. He allowed just one unearned run over seven innings last night for Atlanta, even hitting a grand slam last night. The Braves defeated the Nationals last night 6-1. Ronald Acuna said his performance was incredible in referring to Oscar Ynoa. He did a tremendous job last night, and he did what we expected him to do. I mean, we've come to expect that from him on the mound and at the plate. In the top of the 6th inning, the Braves loaded the bases after an RBI single by William Contreras, which gave Atlanta a 2-0 lead at the time against the Nats. Ynoa crushed a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, which is 427 feet to straightaway center, with an exit velocity of 107.4 miles per hour off the bat. As soon as he felt contact, it was clear Ynoa knew he got it. Ynoa is the first pitcher since the Braves moved to Atlanta to homer in back-to-back starts. The first in franchise history to do it since Lou Burdette and Warren Spahn completed that feat in 1961 when the team was playing in Milwaukee at the time. Ynoa said, quote, "I'm super happy to hear that. I feel super grateful. Like I keep saying over and over again, my mentality up there is just to get a hit, and I'm just feeling really grateful." Ynoa picked up his first career home run on April 28th in a 10-0 shutout against the Cubs. His average now is .385 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs on the season. Ynoa said, quote, "Truth be told, I put a lot of work into hitting going into camp this year. I don't go in an inning trying to hit a home run. All I'm trying to do is get on base or just get a hit because that's not where the danger is. The danger is facing the Acuna next. All I'm trying to do is get on base and let the actual hitters, do the rest of the damage." He wasn't the only pitcher raking on Tuesday. Let's go to Dylan Cease of the Chicago White Sox. He went 3 for 3 last night in his first career at-bats in his career. It's the first time in 71 years one pitcher hits a grand slam and a pitcher in a different game had 3 hits. Became the first pitcher to hit a grand slam since Jaime Garcia did it on July 21st, 2017 against the Dodgers. I'd seen he'd been swinging it pretty well. So I knew kind of going in, I can't take it lightly, said Nationals reliever Taylor Rainey, who gave it the slam. Then obviously the first pitch, not really close to the zone. He kind of swings a pretty big swing. And the next one was hopefully down and away, located, and it didn't get there. It was something he could handle, and obviously he put a good swing on that. Also dazzled on the bump as well. Coming to the season, there was uncertainty whether could be an effective starter when primarily using just only 2 pitches. It has succeeded thus far, especially his fastball reaching 99.6 miles per hour like it did last night. Brian Snitker, the manager, said he works in a lot of more changeups. That's really going to really do good for him, too, as he continues to start. The command of strike zone he had last night was fastball and the feel for his breaking stuff. And he's just throwing the ball really well. After allowing a leadoff single in the bottom of the first, retired the next 10 batters he faced. Although, it did it all for the Braves on Tuesday, he did have the help of Contreras and Acuna, who hit his 10th home run of the season in the 5th, becoming the first major leaguer to reach that mark this year. When it notched the final out of the 7th, during which the Nationals pushed across an unearned run, he achieved a feat only one other Braves starter had accomplished this season, pitching a full 7 innings. Ian Anderson did it on April 27th for Atlanta, going 7, striking out 8 against the Cubs in a 5-0 shutout. Made it a point to attack the strike zone early. He struck out 4 and only allowed 4 hits and 2 walks, largely due to his high velocity and control of the fastball and slider. Is now 3-1 in the year with a 2.36 ERA and has helped compensate for the absence of both Max Fried and Mike Soroka as they recover from injuries. Now, let's take a look at the hot-button topic that's going on in the NBA that everybody's talking about. Let's take a look at Dallas. They leapfrogged the Lakers for 5th last night. As we look at last night's hot-button topic in the NBA, it's the play-in tournament scenario. Miami Golden State, they fought to gain ground while New Orleans has closed the gap for the West's final spot in the play-in tournament. American Airlines Arena in Miami has seen its fair share of impressive performances from Tim Hardaway on Tuesday night. His son stole a show last night against the Heat. Tim Hardaway Jr. stole the show last night. He scored a game-high 36 points to elevate the Mavericks over the shorthanded Heat last night. Hardaway Jr. tied a franchise record with 10 threes last night for Dallas, joining George McCloud in 1995 and Wesley Matthews in 2015. Having that honor and that privilege to play under that jersey, it's special, Hardaway Jr. said after the game last night. Hardaway's number 10 jersey has been hanging from the Raptors since 2009. With the win last night from Dallas, they leap over the Lakers for the 5th seed in the West, since it holds the tiebreaker over the Lakers. If the play-in tournament began today, these are the matchups you would see in the play-in tournament. We'll start in the East. It will be the Celtics taking on the Hornets, the Heat, the 7 and the 8. The winner gets a 7. The 9-10 would be the Pacers and the Wizards. The loser is done. The loser of the 7-8 will play the winner of the 9-10. The winner will get the 8th seed in the West. Over in the Western Conference we go. It will be the Trailblazers and the Warriors if the play-in tournament began today. They will go at it. The 7 seed would get the winner would get the 7 seed in the West. And the 9-10 matchup would be the Grizzlies taking on the Spurs. The loser is done. The loser of the 7-8 will play the winner of the 9-10. The winner gets the 8th seed overall in the Western Conference. Now, let's take a look at the hot button topic in the NHL, and we're going to wrap it up for the day. Let's take a look at the latest hot button topic in the NHL. Let's take a look at the playoff clinch scenarios for tonight in the National Hockey League. That's our hot button topic for the day. Nashville will clinch a playoff berth tonight in the Central if they defeat the Blue Jackets and the Lightning lose to Dallas in regulation. In the West, the Blues can clinch a playoff spot if they defeat the Ducks tonight and the Coyotes defeat the Kings in regulation. In the Scotia North, the Winnipeg Jets will earn a playoff berth in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs with a victory over Calgary in regulation. We'll also take a look at the buzz. So let's take a look at the clinching scenarios that could happen tonight. The Nashville Predators will clinch a berth in the Stanley Cup playoffs if they defeat the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Tampa Bay Lightning defeat the Dallas Stars in regulation tonight. Like I said, the St. Louis Blues will clinch a playoff berth if they defeat the Anaheim Ducks and the Coyotes defeat the Kings in regulation. The Winnipeg Jets can earn a spot in the playoffs in the Stanley Cup this year with a victory over Calgary in regulation. There are 9 games tonight on the schedule with playoff implications. We'll start at Emily Arena as the Dallas Stars will take on the Tampa Bay Lightning at 7 o'clock. The Stars are 0-2-2 in their past 4 games. They're 5th in the Central. They're 4 points behind 4th place Nashville. The Lightning, who have clinched the playoff berth, they're 5-0-1 in their past 6 games, and they're 3rd in the division, 2 points behind the Florida Panthers, who are in 2nd. Next, we head to Ottawa. It'll be the Canadiens and the Senators. The Canadiens look to win their 4th in a row. They're tied with the Winnipeg Jets for 3rd in the North. They're 9 points behind 2nd place Edmonton. The Senators, who are 6-1-1, their past 8 games, they're eliminated from playoff contention, unfortunately. The Capitals-Rangers game tonight on NBCSN. The Capitals look to sweep the 2-game set after winning against the Rangers the other night, 6-3. Washington, which has clinched the playoff berth, is 2nd in the East. They're 2 points behind 1st place Pittsburgh and 2 points ahead of 3rd place Boston. The Rangers are eliminated from playoff contention. They have lost 3 in a row. Nashville and Columbus is the next game we're going to take a look at in the hot button topic in hockey this afternoon. The Predators have won 2 in a row, and they're 4th in the Central. They're 4 points ahead of 5th place Dallas. Nashville will clinch a playoff spot if they defeat the Blue Jackets tonight, and the Lightning defeat the Dallas Stars in regulation. Columbus has been eliminated from playoff contention. The Ducks and the Blues from St. Louis. The Blues are 4th in the West. They're 5 points ahead of Arizona. St. Louis will clinch a playoff berth in this year's Stanley Cup playoffs if they defeat Anaheim and Arizona defeats Los Angeles in regulation. The Ducks have been eliminated from playoff contention. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it for today. We're going to wrap up today's sports report. I am Sportscaster99. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Sportscaster99. Click the notification button right-hand side. We're going to wrap up today's sports report. Express Train, thank you for hopping aboard today. We're going to hop aboard again tomorrow. We'll do recaps of all these games and so forth. We'll recap yesterday's game between the Mets and the Hammerheads. I'm going to listen to it right now. It's 12:25. They start at 12:10, so I'm going to listen to the St. Louis Mets action today. They're taking on Jupiter, the second game of the season. They won last night in a blowout, 13-3. They're looking to get their second consecutive win in a row. Let's say they get it done today. Hammerheads and Mets are going on right now. If you want to listen to today's game on the St. Lucie Mets, go to the St. Lucie Mets website. For more on these stories that I just mentioned, you can go to NHL.com for more information on these playoff games that have playoff implications. For more stories on the MLB, go to MajorLeagueBaseball.com. The NBA, go to the NBA.com or the app. You can also go to the NHL app and you get more information there. You can also get more information on the St. Lucie Mets. You can go onto their website, stluciemets.com. They'll have all the information for you in regards to all the games that are going on right now. The Hammerheads and the Mets are going on right now. They just started at 12:10. I'm going to go and see if I can listen to it and see what they're doing, and we go from there. All right. So we'll see you all tomorrow. I am Sportscaster89. Thank you all for tuning in today. I'm a special sport athlete. I'm also an athlete leader. I'm also on the Athlete Input Council. I also compete in basketball, track and field, bowling, and golf. I'm aspiring to be a sportscaster. So see you guys tomorrow. I am Sportscaster89. Thank you all for tuning in today. We'll see you all tomorrow for another edition of the Sports Report Express stream. We'll hop aboard it. So see you guys tomorrow. Have a tremendous day.